Today we're going to do a restoration of this Yale spur gear block. Follow my Instagram feed to see this shoe spoon in action. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we're going to be cleaning up this chainsaw. This is a Yale spur geared block. Dates back to the early 1900s, 50s, 60s, maybe something like that. So I guess the kids say nowadays I was born in the late 1900s, so this is from the early 1900s. Going to be cleaning it up, taking it apart, grease it, clean the old grease out, put the new grease in. Now, realizing not everyone knows what this device is, I've decided to attempt to hang it to get it to function properly. And in doing so, I should be able to show you how it works. Okay, so we've got our drive gear, and we want to lower our hook. We're going to turn in the direction we want that to go. That's today's project. Get to work on it. All right, so down here we have a couple Zerk fittings. These are brass. They appear to be brass. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're stainless. But what I'm going to do is just start cleaning surfaces up. You can see a Zerk here, and you can see another Zerk here. So I want to make sure those are all in good shape. I'm going to grease this main pivot because it is a little stiff. And then we're just going to basically get this thing cleaned up. I don't know when this was last opened. I do know the owner, which it came from. He's a farmer from another town nearby. Good dude. He always takes care of his stuff. Nice, so you can see here, the planetary gear set. And this is going to allow this machine to operate. You can see as you go ahead and crank for an extension, you have planetary gears and the sun gear moving together. And these all have Zerks on them as well. You can see they're all greasable fittings. We're going to go through and clean out the old grease. It looks like it. I see a pin there that might not need to be there. I'm not sure if that's roll pin has slipped out. Looks like it might be out of place. So I'm going to inspect that. Basically just go through and make sure everything's here and in good working order. So far so good. Pretty cool tool. You know what? I'm going to take this whole thing apart, clean it all the right way. That's the right way to do it. Stay tuned. So I just got myself in the face with some brake clean. The cap is broken off, and I went to check to see if it had pressure with it aimed at my face. In retrospect, that was not the smartest idea, but I was able to go to the eye wash and get cleaned up. So I'm going to use this on some rags to degrease this. I've got a bucket on the floor to catch the mess. Don't do dumb things. I've got some old underpants. I'm going to cut them up as rags because I'm cheap and they're free. They were going to go in the trash. Now they're going to go on the internet. So I'm just trying to focus on getting the chunks of grease that have been there a long time away. To quote Astronautilus, too much grease can break down a machine. I started getting into cleaning this, and I decided that it is going to be best if I just take it all apart. It's going to be a lot more work, but it needs to be done. Going to start, I guess, with this cotter pin. Never taken one apart, kind of shooting in the dark. Yeah, I think it's an outside-in kind of thing. So I'm going to start with this cotter pin, take the wheel off, and see how it goes. There she be. That was almost collared, so it came off pretty hard. Keyway. Okay, so just learned something. This shaft connects everything in here. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in place for now because I believe it's holding everything up here. I don't want that unit to drop out yet. So I'm going to put our capture nut back on, and I'm going to start elsewhere. I'm going to start here and try to see what they do. Again, these are 9/16. And top side over here. Two. This guard should be able to come free. Aha, okay, gotcha. So these ones separate the housing and allows the chain to come out. So we'll break these nuts and be free to go. These are 5/8. And after just a few turns, you can actually do them with your fingers. And doing something like that blind, I noticed that there's a sleeve that jumped off. You want to make sure that that stays with its counterparts and doesn't get lost. So, there's a lot going on here. So once again, I'm going to try to take this wheel off now that there's no weight on the chain. I think I should be able to do so. It's keyed. Which is interesting. Nice, got it. Okay, so there you can see the keyway. There's a key in the shaft, and that's the gear that keeps this thing from falling down on your head. Oh, you can actually unthread it. Sweet. So we get this thing wicked nice and clean. This is awesome. Look at all that. God, that looks like dead mouse or something, but it's just old, built up grease. Gross. That's why we're cleaning this thing out. Look, it's actually green under there. Huh. That's crazy. Just do not build stuff like this. People say that all the time. This thing is so well made and so overbuilt. You can get a device that'll be a 1-ton hoist today, but it's not built like this. All right, I'm gonna keep working on this, get it cleaned up a little bit more, and give you an update. Okay, so it might not look like much, but we've gotten the drive chain off the hoist and onto the table, and I've started cleaning it up. As you can see, there's lots of parts. So there's this spur gear here, and inside is a bearing. On the other side of that is a leather shim, which is like a clutch pack almost. Probably should be wearing gloves. Not probably, I should be wearing gloves. So a lot of elbow grease, that's what I'm up to. Look at that, filthy, absolutely filthy. So I'm gonna keep plugging away. All right, so as you can tell, I'm making quick progress here. I've decided to move a little farther into this project and start to take everything apart. In order to do that, I'm going to take the whole body apart. All right, I've got everything finger loose. There's one last big guy to break. And I'm not sure if he's 3/4. Yeah. Okay, now this is a big deal. This is the last bolt holding the entire assembly together. I assume there's going to be some friction on the shafts, which appears that there is. Aha. There's another keyway there. And it's hard to tell if that keyway is for grease. I'm going to say that one's for grease. From this Zerk. Okay. I can actually put this on the ground because I feel like things might fly apart quicker than I'm ready for them to do so. What the hell would be causing that? God, this thing's heavy. Oh, I'm probably looking at the wrong spot now. So unfortunately, this turned into one of those projects where I just ran out of time. I got a lot of what I touched really clean, but then there's parts that I didn't touch that are still filthy. So gonna have to come back another day. I'm also stuck in the basement, and doing brake clean in the basement is probably not the best idea. So I'm gonna put it on pause, and next time you see this, it'll be out in the shop. I'm going to hang it out there where I can just go ahead and let it read. Thanks for checking it out. Stick around for part 2 if you're interested. I'll leave a link in the description. And thank you for checking out part 1.